Hi, everybody. It's Sophia Mona Lisa of the Golden Rays Center and the Roseville Mystery School, bringing you just a really quickie overview of the creative energies for this month, March 2024. Today is March 1st. And so we've got some pretty amazing major cosmic events happening. Of course, these revolve around the Venus synodic cycle, the Mars synodic cycle, and the Mercury synodic cycle events, as well as the lunar events being the new moon and the full moon. The full moon is a big deal because it is a lunar eclipse. It is the third eclipse in this current Aries Libra eclipse series on the path of conscious equal partnership. This month, we also have the spring equinox. And then just 2 days later, we've got this really big event here, the sun sextiling Pluto. I go over this in much more depth. It's a very potent event that is happening this month. And I go over that in more detail in the full video journal that you can find on Patreon. This Mercury evening elongation event, the second event in the Mercury synodic cycle that's happening in Aries, is reactivating the first eclipse that happened on this Aries Libra axis back in April of 2023. I talk more about that and the huge significance that is, especially for those people who are involved in my Christ Heart mentorship program. Here are some big events that are happening in Pisces. We have 6 big events. 2 of them are conjunctions with Neptune. Again, I explain this in much more detail in terms of the significance of these events, especially these 4 days between the Sun-Neptune conjunction and the Venus-Saturnia conjunction, with the spring equinox falling in between those two. So you don't want to miss out on the wealth of information about what's happening in Pisces with all of these events this month. And then finally, we also have a series of events happening in Taurus. The big players in Taurus right now are Jupiter and Uranus. 5 sextiles happening to them. I explained the significance of these sextiles in terms of the event, the effect of the aspect known as a sextile, a 60-degree aspect. 2 of them to Jupiter, 3 of them to Uranus, and then these 2 events, Venus and Mars squaring Uranus. These are super huge because if you saw my 4th and final video journal in my quantum timeline series, these 2 events relate to the 2 data points that I discussed in that Over Self Awakening video journal. So these are events are like a full circle moment on that Leo Aquarius axis, where they have been able to square Uranus first last year in June and July from Leo, and now this month from Aquarius. That is a huge event in terms of a full circle moment. And I explained that and its relationship to what I shared in the Over Self Awakening journal. If you haven't seen that, it's on my YouTube playlist called Quantum Timeline. And so I really encourage you to come over to Patreon to be able to see the full 1-hour video journal where I talk about the significance and the potency of all of these events that are happening this month to further support humanity's ascension, to further support our evolving and becoming masters as a Christ race. So looking forward to seeing you over on Patreon. And until my next journal, sending you lots of love from my heart to yours. Take care. Thank you. Bye bye.